Seni sevmesem bulayım cürmetim Sesin didarın değil halkım didar
Келесі хатымыз кімнен келген екен?
Around this time of the year is often a time for cultural indulgence for a lot of people, especially those from outside of China who want a glimpse of what our culture is like here. And after the Spring Festival, social practices of the Chinese people in celebration of traditional New Year was added on the UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage.
Dar sunt atrași de mediul inedit, de biodiversitatea bogată și formele de relief karstice din Shenhongjia. Frumusețea din Shenhongjia este schimbătoare pe parcursul anului în funcție de anotimpuri. Turiștii se pot
daily than you are in traditional culture daily. So when these holidays come, even for Chinese people, I guess, it's a good opportunity to kind of reconnect, if that makes sense, or experience the way things used to be a little bit, slow down a little bit, and reflect on the culture and appreciate it too. And I would think too, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just had this thought, talking about culture and, people coming into China get a chance to experience Chinese culture for the first time. And, big city living people have a chance to reconnect with the culture. But would it be true to say that even for people from perhaps the northern part of China who travel to the southern part, or the southerners who come up to the north, where China is such a massive country, you might have little tiny cultural differences from province to province? So, if you're traveling domestically, is it fair to say that you might have a chance to experience a new culture too if you're traveling to a part of China that you haven't been to for the first time? Have you ever experienced that before?
Definitely. Every single time I travel to southern part of China, for example, I took 2 trips to Hangzhou in 2023. And each and every single time I was there, I feel like I'm in another, say, part of their culture where the language, the accents, the smell on the street just feels so different from up here in the north. And every single time, especially if you're traveling via airplane, every time I landed back in Beijing, I step out the airplane, the aircraft, and walk into the aisle to get my luggage and everything. I smell the air and I realize, recognize, this is the air of Beijing. This is how it smells like to me. This is a little bit a mix of hotness in the winter and the dryness, just all over the air and everything. So in the south, what I feel that's most shocking is the way they talk. I would assume it almost sounds like another language.
Oh, really?
You know, the northern dialects and the accents more or less sounds the same. I can understand people in Hebei talks. I can understand the accents from northeastern China, but in the south, I was asking Yushin this just yesterday. That Yushin, he's from East China's Jiangsu province, and another colleague of ours, she's from Shanghai, and they speak very different dialects. Well, not that kind of a different, but their dialects are different, but they can understand each other in a way that me as a Beijinger would never be able to perceive an amount of time in their respective regions or cities.
That's so cool.
So that's something that's so unique that even for a Chinese, it's very interesting to learn every time I travel around.
Canada's not like that, I don't think. And I wonder if it's because China is quite vertical. It's not narrow and vertical, but it's tall, is what I mean. But Canada's long, but it's not that tall. So we don't really have that drastic temperature variations. Going from Vancouver on the west coast to Newfoundland or Nova Scotia or Prince Edward Island on the east coast, it might feel a little bit different, but not really, as a matter of fact. So I just find that kind of fascinating that you have that opportunity. You're still within your own country, but yet you can get that different vibe and different culture there.
This spring festival, the world is truly connected. Whether it's celebrating at home with family or exploring the vibrant cultural landscape of China, the spirit of the holiday brings people together, transcending borders and creating memories that could last a lifetime. You're listening to Roundtable with me, Hai Young. I'm joined by Steve Hatherley and Yu Shen in the studio. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back after this break. As you sip your morning coffee, we transport you from the sea of tulips in the countryside to the exciting moments of table tennis world. From right now to win the men's team title at table tennis. As you commute in the hustle and bustle of rush hour traffic, we guide you to navigate from intricacies of global markets, the National Monetary Fund has tech revolutions, the conflict between Israel and Palestine,
Can cross the border.
to the El Nino-triggered fires.
Over 90 active fires have been reported.
As you gather around a community event, we provide you the vibrant sounds on different topics, such as how AI empowers education, that provide teachers and students. What does Loom or the Chinese dragon mean to the Chinese people?
Symbolizing great power, good luck, and strength.
Why live stream shopping is gaining popularity in Brazil.
Are seeking to establish a strong presence in the Brazilian market.
CGTN Radio, your constant companion to connect people through sharing insights, interviews, and opinions that help us to see the world. Together with CGTN Radio, hear the difference. You can download the CGTN app to get more valued information.
Hey there, global listeners. Get ready for the hottest discussions on the airwaves. Roundtable, your passport to the heart of China's buzzing society. Pressing issues, lifestyle trends, and impactful policies, we're tackling them head on with wit, wisdom, and a whole lot of fun. Discover the real China through the eyes and voices of its people. Gain a unique global perspective perspective on topics that resonate universally. Tune in and turn up the excitement dial on Roundtable as we bridge gaps and break barriers one discussion at a time. Don't just listen, be transformed.
You're listening to a flashback